You're listening to Podcast PXN,
a video game podcast
delivering player experience news.
Let's go!
Welcome to Podcast PXN episode 142. I am your host today, Nate Dempster. We're here to talk about some video game news, and I am joined by the one and only Dirty Dan. How are you, Dan?
Dirty Dan.
How are you doing, Dirty Dan?
Great. Yes. Dirty
Excellent.
Dan here.
I am joined also by the host of Large Popcorn and video essayist, Christian Macias. How are you?
I'm a survivor, Gage.
You're a survivor. You're also a fucking warrior, my guy. And Nintendo aficionado, Rashan at Roro. How you doing?
I'm doing splendid. Just splendid.
Awesome. Good to see. Thank you everyone watching us live. Just a reminder, we are here each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we are on all the podcast services. We go live on Twitch and YouTube. So come on in and enjoy the show. It's going to be a juicy one today. Topic of the show, we are going to talk about Xbox and Bethesda predictions, because that is coming up just this weekend. It's very exciting. But first, we got some quick bites to get into, where we just discuss some news, supposedly in a quick fashion, but sometimes not. We'll see. We're going to start it off on a bit of a heavier note, unfortunately. So, when we were discussing the Activision lawsuit that was happening last year, parents of a employee there who had committed suicide, they were suing the company. Unfortunately, they have canceled that lawsuit. They haven't given a public explanation as to why. This is just a report from IGN, but they have asked the state of California to dismiss the lawsuit with prejudice, meaning that they can't actually bring up that same lawsuit again in the future. So it's a bit strange. I don't really know what's going on. I wonder if it was just the media coverage that was getting to the family, if they just were tired or what happened, but it's unfortunate to see. You guys have anything to add on this one?
It could be a number of things, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, this heart goes out to them. Like they've had to deal with enough. Maybe they just don't want to go through a whole lawsuit with a whole company, and just like they need to move on. So either way, like, heart goes out to them.
Absolutely.
A part of me thinks they didn't want to have to dredge through their, all their social life and all their data and information and all that stuff to go through this big lengthy trial. And yeah, it's just awful though. Yeah, it's really awful what happened to her, and it's unfortunate that they're not going to get some sort of victory over them, because that's crazy what happened. But anyways, like Christian says, our heart goes out to them. Moving on to some news, surprise announcement, I guess surprise, is that Dragon Age 4 is officially being called Dragon Age Dreadwolf. And more info is going to come later this year. Are any of you guys huge Dragon Age fans? Because I've not played a single one.
I should play a Dragon Age game, from what I've heard. Inquisition, right? That's the one that people like?
Right.
I enjoyed... I played a little bit of Dragon Age 2, like a few hours of it, and I actually really enjoyed it, but for whatever reason, I fell off of it, and I actually bought Dragon Age Inquisition on launch day and never even started the game. Like, I don't know why. There must have been other shit going on, but yeah. I need to do that.
You had to get your little Halo cat ears, huh? Your little cosmetics.
That wasn't even out at that time, Christian. Get out of here.
I have a question real quick. I know it's a quick bite, so I'm sorry. Do game reveals where they just like show off the name of a title do anything for you? I think of The Witcher as well, or like, oh, Witcher 4 is in development. Here's a graphic. I don't know, did that do anything for me?
No, I feel like it would depend on the franchise. Like, I'm sure there's somebody out there that's a huge Dragon Age person who's losing their mind right now at Dragon Age Dreadwolf. I have no idea if Dreadwolf even means anything for the franchise. And I feel like if Halo 7 is called Halo, the return of somebody, whatever, and Dan would lose his mind, I'm sure. Even if it's just a name drop.
Bro, if we woke up tomorrow and Sega tweeted an image of Sonic Adventure 3,
yes,
we would lose our mind. You know what I mean?
I would go crazy. Exactly, yeah.
And Christian, okay. Elden Ring 2, same way.
Already? Wow.
I already answered it with Sonic.
Dan, don't correct his correction. Come on. No, you guys are all weak, and it's nothing more than PR
It is.
publicity.
Yeah.
You are all weak, and you
Investors and whatnot, eh?
Yeah. Although when I saw Modern Warfare 2 logo, I got a little excited. I'm like,
Oh, you know what? Me too. I did
I got a
too.
little excited.
I did too.
Yeah, I got a little excited.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
you
lie.
guys
I got
were
a
All right,
losing
so
it when
I'm
that
part of the
logo came
problem.
out.
But, oh,
Yeah.
little excited. I am. Whatever. I'm fallible. Guess what? I'm fallible. All right. Sony announces that PS5 has sold 20 million consoles worldwide, with a big ramp up in production this year. Not surprising. I still have yet to see one in the wild, so
Who's
I wonder.
buying?
I wonder how many of these are scalped, if we'll ever get that information. Like how many of these, like to them it doesn't matter. They've sold the consoles, right? But I wonder how many of these were resold. I would wager at least 25% of these were probably resold right away.
oh, like people who are buying these up to then resell on the third
Yeah.
market. Yeah, okay, got it. Interesting. Either way, Ro doesn't have one. So.
Oh,
I don't have
Rip
one.
Ro.
That 20
But
million
do you
does
want
not
one?
include me.
We'll get into.
Okay.
We'll get into that
Well,
in news. Maybe I don't know. I have no idea how to finish what he was about to say.
I want to know what
But,
we're getting into.
Yeah.
we're getting into something, that's for
We're
sure.
getting into something.
There it
Okay, there
is.
we go.
Dirty Dan's always getting into something, but we as a unit are getting into something else as well. Speaking of somebody who's not getting
Into
Oh,
something.
no.
Oh no.
Prince of Persia remake.
into anything, as it was
There we
delayed, I can't even remember. I think this was announced before I was born, and it's just not coming out. Ubisoft has been
No
struggling.
idea.
Ubisoft has been struggling quite a lot. We got Skull and Bones, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Is anyone shocked? The gameplay from this did not look great.
To recap, listeners, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake has been delisted as it was delayed again out of fiscal year 2023. 2023?
Oh no.
Out of
Oh,
next year?
Did I cut out?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I went a whole spiel. You guys were laughing, and I was like, "Hell yeah, I just killed it!" And then no.
Oh my god! I thought it was
No.
2022, and you had mistyped. This is out of next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. I
Audience
mean,
listeners, you'll have to pretend I said something really funny.
no, we heard what you said about like you feel like this game was announced before you were born. That I laughed at that.
Thank you, Christian.
That was a good joke. That is insane. I mean, I know that recent team took over. Was it Montreal?
Yeah.
I think it was Montreal.
I think so. Yep.
I don't know that state. The state the game must have been in must have been pretty bad for them to be like, we need to seriously rework on this so much that we need like another year and a half.
Right.
And like the problem is like we saw it and we're like, or at least this was my opinion. Like it didn't look like a remake; it looked like a remaster. Like you can't label it as a remake and like kind of just here you go, half-ass it. Here we go. This is it, because we live in the world with Resident Evil 4 and 3 and 2 remakes, and those are all fantastic looking games. And this just hasn't looked good.
This was a clear case of the it's weird because it's the company doing this, but it's almost like that confusion between what is a remaster and what is a remake. They announced this as a remake, and like you said, Dan, this looks like a remaster, and those are two very different things. So yeah, I was not impressed with what I saw. I'm not surprised. Take the time you need. I'm a bit confused that they haven't canceled this. That sounds harsh, but at the same time, it's like, is there a huge outcry for Prince of Persia? Like,
yeah, I think we all want it to be good. There's tons of Prince of Persia fans, me
Yeah?
included, and I will graciously wait for this. I'm twiddling my thumbs. Like,
well, for your sake, I hope it comes out soon. And I hope it's good. Proper remake.
We'll see you in 2024.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Diablo Immortal has released on mobile, and it's been a bit of a rocky launch. The game is littered with microtransactions.
I think you just read the title. No, you're good, Gage. I think you just read how much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did.
All right. See, I'm nervous now. I don't know if I'm cutting out. Moral of the story: it's going to cost players 110 grand to fully upgrade a character in Diablo Immortal, which is just ridiculous.
Dude, this morning I was talking to my friend and we talked about Diablo came up, and he was like, "Yeah, I heard that people aren't happy with the microtransaction." I was like, "Oh, yeah, there's probably a lot of them." Insane.
Yeah.
That is just like disgusting kind of practice from developers. I'm sorry.
And they already had a rocky reveal with the "Do you guys not have phones?" bit and all that stuff. So for the game to go through all of that skepticism and then to launch and be like, "Oh, okay, this is really predatory. Great." It's you know, you don't love to see it.
Yeah, that's not fun for anyone.
No.
I not to defend this because this is disgusting, really bad. But I have heard that players that are playing it are enjoying like the actual game itself,
Right.
separate from like the awful microtransaction stuff. So I'm sure the people working on the game who made the game part of it,
Yep,
are pretty upset about this as much as the players are.
Sure.
Because I'm sure they didn't want somebody to pay $110,000 to fully upgrade the characters that they spent probably quite a lot of time developing. But,
Also,
yeah, that's insane.
is someone out there gonna pay $110,000?
Who found out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, if
Yeah.
there's a big streamer out there, like
That's true.
that's what they do is do stuff play stuff like this, and I'm sure they would. Yeah, like
True.
business
That's crazy.
business
There's-
expense.
There's millions of millionaires out there, and some of them got to be like obviously got to play video games. If you had that kind of disposable income, you could just be like, anytime a new battle pass comes out, you just buy the whole thing. Why not? So absolutely, there's probably people out there who buy it. It's not a lot, but you got to think one person does it. They just made $110,000 revenue. That's nuts.
That is insane.
Oh, that's insane. Moving on to something that has been sort of percolating for a while, but we're getting more and more clues, and it seems like we're getting close to a reveal. But GoldenEye 007 achievements are viewable on Xbox's website. Rare employees have been seen unlocking them. They are playing this game. There is some sort of GoldenEye 007 remake / remaster / port in the works. I won't be surprised if we hear about it at the Xbox Bethesda game show that we're going to talk about later. But this is exciting
To an extent.
to an extent.
Yes, I love GoldenEye.
Careful
Absolutely
now.
love it.
This is a national
I-
treasure.
I question how it would do in 2022. Like if it's only couch co-op, I don't know how feasible that would be as us as adults like playing this.
Right.
If it had some kind of online component, then I'd say like yes. But I mean, the competition is so fierce now with like games all over the place. It's like, how much time is someone going to actually sink into GoldenEye long term,
Right.
or is it going to be kind of a short thing that you try over, a week and then you move on to something else? Because that's what game industry kind of does now, is just follow trends, right? So
For sure. I wonder if maybe this is Xbox trying to because this to me screams like this would be a great party game. You have your buds over, you crack a couple beers and you play some GoldenEye. And Xbox doesn't have a lot of that, right? So maybe that's what they're trying to go for, is that this is going to try and be like that old school sort of party game with all your cheats and big head mode and all that fun stuff that you used to mess around with. But me personally, I'm very excited. I do wonder how it will play. Now I play on mouse and keyboard, so I feel like it's gonna be perfect for that. I don't know how it's gonna play on controller with.
I don't need
auto aim.
competitive GoldenEye. Get out of here.
All right, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be buttery smooth. I cannot wait. 120 frames, mouse and keyboard. Let's go.
Last thing I'll say, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead.
If this does well, I would
Yeah.
want Xbox to look into more kind of party games to like remaster or bring back, and I'd say Fusion Frenzy would
Yes.
be more than worthy of ever
yes.
come back.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That'd be
that'd be
so
awesome.
good. Yeah, and to clarify for people, this is the GoldenEye remaster / port, or whatever you want to call it, that they were originally planning to launch on Xbox 360, but they had so many licensing issues and couldn't get it worked out, I guess, with a Nintendo, that it never came out. So the game's been sitting for so many years, and then I think they just basically picked it back up and, I guess maybe polished it for current gen, but yeah, so I don't expect like a remake or anything like that. It's going to just be basically up-resed and
Remaster.
yeah. Yep. So
Cool. Okay, moving on to the next thing. Halo Infinite Network Co-op is going to be flighted to Halo Insiders next month, which is really exciting. We're finally going to get a basic gameplay feature for Halo Infinite. Can't wait. Very excited. Very, very excited. Dan, I'll let you take the floor with this. Dan, are you excited?
I love how you phrased that. That's such a gageism right there. That's a gageism.
100%.
I'm coining that.
Also the cold hard truth as well, unfortunately.
Fair. But I think it's exciting for people that want to play this co-op campaign, and I'm really interested to see like how it works in the open world. I think it'll be really, really cool to just go around with your friends in the giant open world, because we've never had that in a Halo game before. So and so many of the great levels from all the previous Halo games were always the best when it was the big open missions with vehicles and just
Absolutely
playing around with your friends. So yeah, very cool.
I like to be snarky, but make no mistake, as soon as this comes out, I'm hopping in there with Dan, and we're gonna play the absolute crap out of this. I'm very excited as well. Yeah, I mean, obviously it wasn't ready, and they had to delay it. That's fine, I get it, and I'm just excited that it's coming. I worry as we get closer and closer that you're not going to be able to play as your multiplayer Spartans in co-op campaign. It's just going to be a bunch of Chiefs running around, which is fine, but it'd be a nice little touch. But I'm very excited. Christian, how excited are you for Halo Network co-op?
Insanely excited.
Hell yeah!
Sounds
go.
like it. Yeah.
Before we move on, I'm going to be super unprofessional
My
and just
heart can barely take it.
And just break the script here. Dan, do I have to re-opt in for flighting, or am I already set?
No, if you've been registered before, then you'd still be registered.
Cool. Moving on. Season 1.
Oh my god.
Wait, what the heck?
Are we interrupting you, Christian?
I'm just reading the next title in advance.
Oh, okay. Season 1 0 Hour for Battlefield 2042 has been announced. It's coming tomorrow, and we got a bunch of details. Nothing super crazy, similar to the controversy that Halo went through. A lot of people are upset. It's a lot of fixing the game as opposed to new content, which is of course necessary. But we're getting one new map in the Canadian Rockies. Let's go.
Finally.
One new, finally some representation in a blood-soaked battlefield. Come on.
Are they adding scoreboards yet?
That's already in. That came like a couple months ago.
Okay.
But they have added scoreboards to the multiplayer game, yes, which is exciting. So we get one new map in the Canadian Rockies. We get one new specialist, 2 new weapons, and 2 new helicopters. But most of this is a lot of bug fixing and rebalancing and stuff like that. So understandably, players are a bit upset. There's also some interesting insider news as to whether or not EA is committed to this, but we'll get into that later. Dan, I know that you played Battlefield 2042 when it first came out. Have you still been playing it, or is this going to make you jump back into it?
Actually, I think Christian's played more than I have. I only played the beta. I didn't even play it that long.
I could have. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did play. I got it when it was available with. What was it available with?
Game Pass, maybe the trial.
No, I bought it on a sale when it was
Oh.
like, I don't know, like $10 on what is that? What website? Epic.
Okay.
And I liked it. I don't think that. What is the other mode? Hazard mode. I don't think that was very good, to be honest. Like,
Right.
It felt like kind of like a half-ass mode. I'm sorry, that's kind of mean. I understand what the intent was on that, but I just didn't enjoy myself with it. The multiplayer I thought was like really fun, even though it was kind of broken. And like how Emmett Watkins Jr. said on Twitter, like most of these games launch broken and they're fixed down the road, right? And that's kind of what I was expecting 2042 to be. I loved Portal mode. Playing older maps was like fantastic. I had so much fun with that.
Yeah.
The new Battlefield maps I thought were like good enough. I was having fun. And then just didn't get any more support, and we're seeing updates come way later. And there were reports, as you're saying, of like this team not being like there's like a bare bones team, but that was apparently confirmed not to be true. So who knows? It could be a better game, but I don't know. I thought it was good enough when it launched. Not when it launched, but when I played it.
Right. Yeah, and we'll get into that later as well, a bit more Battlefield talk. But moving on, Nintendo is getting a 1-2 Switch sequel, and that's apparently bad, is what's written in the notes.
Oh,
I don't follow Nintendo news.
Dude,
They're sitting on a 1-2 Switch sequel.
Yeah.
Oh, they're sitting on a sequel.
It's testing terribly. This article was hilarious.
Okay, this is from Fanbyte. Oh, okay. So,
Imran Khan.
I'm gonna let Christian. I'm gonna let you take this one because I don't follow Nintendo at all. I'm not gonna pretend to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I mean, did everyone play 1-2? Anyone play 1-2 Switch when it
I
launched?
played it, yeah.
I played the
I thought
demo.
I had so much fun. I had fun with it, bro. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I for what it was and for when it launched, I had a fun time with it. It was like a launch title. We needed games, and I had a good time playing it with my friends. Yeah.
I do think it should have been packaged in with the Switch. I think it would have done a lot better.
That's the
having to pay a premium price for it. Just
and that's exactly how I feel about this one as well. But yeah, keep going.
So, as per Fanbyte reports, 1-2 Switch was inspired by games like Jackbox games, which sounds great, right? And you'd be using your phone to do a lot of these. The problem is that the games were just not fun, and people hated them. The mascot was a man wearing a leather-faced horse mask, whose name was Horse because it sounded like house. So much so that they ended up referring to the game as horse shit. Sorry, Grandma. And just the games were not fun. There was a game where you would have to move around the environment for things like musical chairs and use your phone to play bingo. You could use your phone to like grab, I don't know, balls and.
Oh yeah, I guess the bingo balls.
Oh.
It just has been playtesting horribly. Just tons of just bad games apparently, and Nintendo just doesn't know what to do with it. They can't find the fun. So.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's like they got families to play as well, and there were times where the families just didn't want to play anymore. Like we're done. I don't. This is not fun. Just cause marital issues and everything. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was really bad apparently. And what you were saying with 1-2 Switch, the original, how it should have been packaged. If they do decide to not sit on this and actually release it, there's no way. They would. Nintendo would do it. They would release it at a regular price, but they shouldn't. They should definitely be part of, if anything, Nintendo Switch Online. But it should just be like a package game, like a party thing. But they're not going to do that if they do decide to release it.
Yeah.
Hold on, Dan. Quote, there was even a game that resembled a virtual version of Spin the Bottle that involved saying something nice about another person. I'm sorry, like whatever. I do not want to play that.
Oh my god.
Dan, please.
I feel like you're totally right, Ro. They could just throw this on Nintendo Switch Online, and here's some perceived value, a Nintendo Switch, a 1-2 Switch sequel.
Wow.
Here you go.
That's consumer friendly. Nintendo doesn't do that. So
But
no,
then
they want
again,
to jail someone.
yeah. So yeah, Nintendo 1-2 Switch. It may not sell very well, but if there's a mini game about picking up balls, you can guarantee that Dirty Dan and I will be there day one. So moving on, Sony Bend gets a beautiful rebrand. I don't want to hear any blasphemy from Christian while I talk about this story. The logo is crisp. I'm very excited. I'm a big fan of Bend. I'm a big fan of Days Gone, and this is a crisp logo. This is crisp.
That logo on some kind of rain jacket or some kind of outerwear would look phenomenal. Are you kidding me?
I cannot wait. I really hope that the PlayStation Gear store gets some Bend stuff because I thought the same thing. Nice hoodie, something like that. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a little blurb in there as well that their next game is going to have multiplayer, I think is what they had said.
Yes. I know that they had originally pitched the Days Gone 2 sequel to be a co-op, a 4-player co-op open world game, which honestly sounds awesome. I don't know. You already have a game about bikers and now you can have 4. I don't know why that was shot down, but so they did mention as well that their next game is going to be a multiplayer open world building on the gameplay mechanics of Days Gone. So who knows what that'll be. But
hope it's good.
Yeah. I agree. So our next story is that E3 is claiming it's going to return next year. It's not. Spoiler alert. It's not. It said the same thing this year, 4 months before it was supposed to happen, and then it didn't show up. So, now, all jokes aside, as we've all discussed this on air and off air, there was something great about E3 in terms of its simplicity. You had everybody showing up at one time in the summer to show off everything they had. So I would not mind if this turned to be true, if somehow E3 came back, revamped security systems, nobody's getting DDoSed or doxed or anything like that, and EA and Xbox and Nintendo and Sony come back and say, yeah, you know what, we will do it. That would be great. I just don't see it happening. I don't know about you guys.
That is definitely a perfect world scenario. If E3 does come back, it's not going to be the same. There's no way Sony's going to come back or
it's
anything.
Going to be the headliners are going to be 505 and Devolver.
Yeah.
That's going to be, which nothing against them, but that's going to be the entirety of the show. I agree.
Yeah. And there's really no reason, the biggest allure in the past for E3 has been their exhibitors where they have actual booths and panels and stuff like that. And I don't see that publishers want to buy that space anymore because they can just demand their own segment of time by streaming live. So, and I feel like Jeff Keighley is doing the best part of that because he's like, yeah, we have Summer Game Fest. I have my own event, but we're also going to cover these other events that are standalone and, include them in Summer Game Fest. So like, yeah, I don't see even if E3 does return, like you said, Ro. Like I don't see them getting nearly as many people as they've ever had in the past. So,
Yeah.
Isn't there like a chance of PSX coming back later this year? I've heard.
I would go to this again.
Yeah, I heard that like there was rumors of that coming back. So like Sony's good. Like if and that would be awesome. I was so bummed that I didn't get to go to the one where they announced the Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, I was there, Ro.
That must
You
have
were
been
there?
awesome.
Oh, that's
there.
awesome.
Also, not the rumor. It's confirmation. It
Oh,
happened.
okay, awesome.
It was that they re-upped their trademark for the PlayStation experience. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, okay.
not to say that it is coming back because they re-upped the trademark, just because
Yeah.
they're
They're just keeping
that
it.
name. They're just holding that name. Yeah.
Yeah, really, and also, it's funny. Speaking of Sony specifically, really bad timing to announce that you're gonna have E3 next year when Sony just had its best state of play ever, which we will talk about later. So like, yeah, Sony is far from needing E3 ever again, and that's already one of the big ones. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if E3 comes back next year, what it looks like. But I think we're all in agreement that it definitely won't be the same titan of conferences that it. And if say what you will about Jeff Keighley or shows, if you don't like them, the man saw an opening in the net and he went for it, and now he has capitalized on this totally. So E3 it's gonna be tough for E3 to get back into the swing. Jeff Keighley has definitely capitalized on their absence.
I love Jeff.
I know you do, Dirty Dan. I know.
Yeah, because he gave us front row seats to.
That is kind of awesome. That is kind of
How could
awesome.
you not love
though.
him? Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, you just that was pretty cool. Thanks, Daddy Jeff. You're a real one. NCSoft has announced Project M, a narrative game using player choices and built with Unreal Engine 5. The game takes place in Korea and is targeting hyper-realistic graphics. And there's not really much known about this at all. I don't know if I've ever heard of NCSoft. Have they done something before this?
Did you watch this trailer?
It looks insane.
Oh my god!
It looks absolutely incredible.
So good, yeah. It looks so good.
Yeah, I was getting very much like I know it's supposed to say that there's multiple players, or no, sorry, no, it is a narrative game. I got very much Heavy Rain vibes from this, like in terms of its presentation, just like a good version of that. Which
is why I will quote Emmett Watkins Jr. again on Twitter, who when he quote tweeted this said, "Give this studio the Star Wars game Eclipse that Quantic Dream is working on. They may be able to get released this decade," is what he said, which is very funny.
That's funny. That is funny.
That'd be awesome.
Do we know this studio? Have they made something before that's?
They've not anything like this. I don't think. I'm looking them up now, and apparently they did Blade and Soul, which is like an MMORPG.
Okay.
Which has really great graphics, actually, but yeah, I don't think they've done anything like a narrative game like this.
Okay.
From what I'm seeing.
Definitely intrigued. Gonna keep a close eye on this one and see how this turns out.
There's a few games coming out from Asian markets. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
It look fantastic. I forget the one that's coming from China, but it looks like I think they had it. It was like a 15-minute demo of a guy with like a sword. That one was.
It's
coming
not
from
Black
Chinese
Desert,
studio.
but it's something similar to that.
Something similar,
yeah.
Yeah,
I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
There was also the one where like the dude is a monkey or was fighting a monkey.
Shadow Warrior.
No. What is it? Wu Kang.
Right.
Yeah, and that game looks phenomenal as well.
Looks stupidly impressive. That game looks.
Yeah.
It's the Legend of what is it? It's based off of ancient Chinese mythology. I know the game that you're talking about. It looks really incredible.
Legend of Wukong? No, that's a movie from 2017. I'm sorry.
But it might be called. I think it might be also based on that same mythology.
Black Myth Wukong was the game.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that game looks absolutely incredible. It'll be interesting to see when or if that game ever releases. But they've shown lots of gameplay for it, so there is obviously they have the foundations at least up there. So that looks good. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna pay attention to this game from NCSoft and see this Project M shapes out. But in terms of finding how things shape up, it's the Quarry. It's got its review roundup, and it's sitting exactly where I thought it was. It's getting a lot of right now. So right now it does have a critics recommend on OpenCritic. It's got 87% recommendation. A lot of 7s, a lot of mid 8s, 8.5, stuff like that. There's a couple of low scores there for typical Supermassive stuff, just a little bit of jank and a little bit of cringe. But overall, people are very, very impressed with the narrative in this one. I heard that the consensus is that the narrative is much better than Until Dawn. The gameplay is just where they kind of struggle. But has anyone?
The narrative is better than Until Dawn, is what you've read?
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I've heard a lot of like quips where it's like, this is a really great movie and an okay game, and it's like very the story is very enticing, but the gameplay is not quite as dynamic as Until Dawn. But I haven't played it yet, so I could be wrong.
That's okay, because like, I don't know, whatever. I thought Until Dawn was still like at the very least entertaining,
for sure.
You know, so if this is like on par, if not some aspects a bit better, that's exciting.
Well, and everyone can take has their own prerogative, but it's like, I don't remember the Last of Us. I don't remember Telltale's The Walking Dead season 1 for its gameplay. I remember it for its incredible story, right?
Sure.
So I don't need every game to have incredible gameplay. Dan and I talked about this last week. I am enjoying the hell out of Sniper Elite 5, and that game is made of jank. So, as long as the game is what it's trying to do, it nails it, and it's got that core element that's fun. In this case, if it's the story, I can put up with some jank. I can put up with some rough edges. Is this on anybody's wish list? Is anybody like just clamoring to get this?
Okay,
clamoring, but I'm definitely have it on my wish list. Yeah,
right.
I texted my friend this morning that like, here's the thing about the Quarry. I'm really interested. I don't want to pay money for it. I know that sounds like an insult, but I promise I just don't have a lot of money to spend on like a bunch of games all the time. And I really want to try this out. I don't know. Game Pass maybe has spoiled me in that sense, but
this is where my hot take might help you then, Christian, because I think that this is a game that's going to be on Game Pass in like 6 months. And that's not a knock against the game. It's just that like, I feel like the sales. Yeah.
Sure. I've got that same feeling for sure.
The sales, yeah.
Had this been released during spooky season or closer to, I think I might have dropped the money on it. In summer, I'm just like working on my backlog right now. I'm just like, I'm not in the mood for this right now.
Christian, that's fantastic. A Halloween Game Pass launch. Boom.
That's really good for them, that. Because I understand why they couldn't release it the first time around then, because as much as it makes sense for that time of the year, you have things like Call of Duty coming out and all these big heavy hitters, right? But that would make a perfect time for a re-release on Game Pass to get some extra sort of hype around it. It's a really good idea. I think that's I think that's definitely plausible for sure. And the last quick bite. Oh,
sorry, I just wanted to say that Mario Strikers is also releasing on Friday, and it got its reviews, and it's on my fantasy draft list, and it's not doing as good as The Quarry at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's at 75% on OpenCritic, 54% of critics recommend. But yeah, we'll see how it fares later on. But that's where it's at right now. I know. The people that I trust say it's fun, so I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure it is.
You know what we're getting.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love Mario Golf. I still play it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't care if it's not the best.
Screw them.
Yeah. Nintendo fans don't care about quality. It's fine.
Exactly.
You guys will enjoy it all the same. Moving on to the last quick fight. More Resident Evil 4 remake to be shown at Capcom's showcase on next Monday. So
Yay.
This is a surprise to no one, I'm sure. They showed off more than I thought they would at the Sony show, which we'll get into later. Yeah, clearly they have gameplay footage to show, so this is not surprising. So people, if you're looking for some more Resident Evil 4 remake footage, just make sure to tune into Capcom's show next Monday.
I wonder what I'm going to think of it. Will it be as good as it's not going to be as campy as the original?
And is that part of its charm? I've been wondering the same thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've been wondering the same thing. Yeah, I'm very excited to play it to see.
But that's not to say a reimagining couldn't also be good. They're just two different products. I don't know.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm. This is probably one of my most anticipated games. I'm very excited to get into this, as I'm sure. Now we're gonna get into some street meat. This is some meat off the street, which may be good, maybe bad. As always, sponsored by Man Meat
Give us the
slash
meats.
Daniel Prindle.
No.
Give us the meat, exactly. So we got some Modern Warfare 2 stuff. We're gonna get into some Modern Warfare 2 news later, but we got some Modern Warfare 2 street meat first, which is that some credible leakers are saying that Modern Warfare 2 might introduce a Halo 3 style map editor. That's actually the way you worded that, Dan, is perfect because that is exactly what they are saying. This is not going to be some Forge mode where you can sort of create things from the ground up. It's going to be very much this is the existing map. You can add props and block off doorways and do X, Y, and Z and change spawns and all that stuff, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be some crazy huge Forge editor.
It sounds like they're going to use it a lot for competitive play too.
Right, for adjusting maps and on the fly and stuff like that. I think this is awesome. I think that actually makes it very believable to me that it's not a full gung-ho sort of map editor and it's just kind of like a map modifier, really. But this is great. Community content for any game is the key to keeping this thing alive. And I don't think it's a coincidence that this is the first Modern Warfare that is essentially, the first Call of Duty game that allegedly has a 2-year cycle. We have yet to get confirmation on that, but if that is the case, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's 2 years.
Have they has Activision come out and said that?
That's what everyone is saying.
Yes, that is the rumor. So that's what I'm saying is that this map editor, that makes perfect sense for this one to have its 2-year life cycle. Is that this will help a lot with adding content.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I was confused. Never mind.
This will only be as good as its curation, but I don't doubt that it won't be bad. But also, I'm really hoping we hear news, or if it's confirmed that the Tarkov-like game mode is confirmed for like Warzone, because I think that would be huge for Warzone.
Yeah. And to be said, I don't have that in here, but I guess we'll touch on that since you brought it up. Tom Henderson, Ralph's Valves, all these guys who have been leaking nothing but 100% accurate stuff, they are all dead certain that there is exactly a Tarkov-like mode that has yet to be announced, and it is coming. So while it's not confirmed, when these guys have an incredible track record, so it might as well be taken with
Praise the sun.
With the smallest bit of salt. I'm very excited for this because I'm excited for people who can't play Tarkov to get into this style of game. It's so good.
Because I don't know, Warzone got too sweaty to a point and like too samey, and like now it's just almost a what do I want to call it? Like a mimic of itself, not even a mimic, like a parody of itself with like Guerrilla versus Kong. Like I need something a bit more grounded in that sense, and it's gonna like tailor like a more like exciting experience, something that's like difficult. That's not just I lost to these sweaty ass dudes. And a Tarkov like game mode that isn't EFT, because EFT's really like the learning curve is steep. I'm sorry, I know that's why I never got into it.
It's a simulation game. It is. It's a simulation. It's ridiculous.
But in a more arcadey game like COD would be fantastic. I really
And for people who haven't played like Tarkov or anything like that, I mean, the big draw with this is that it's kind of like a battle royale where you sort of go in and you have to find loot. But what makes it an escape from Tarkov-like mode is that you're not fighting to be the last one standing. There are exits around the map where you get in, you do what you want. You can stay longer and push your luck, or you can just leave as soon as you get what you wanted and get out. So to what you're saying, Christian, like that's going to make it a lot more accessible already because you're not fighting to be the last one. You're not going to come up against some sweaty kids that have been waiting all match just to sink their teeth into you. You can get in, get your stuff, and get out. So yes, I'm very, very excited for this. I think it's a very smart move. Very excited to see that. Has not been officially confirmed yet, but like we say, lots of our Lord and Savior Tom Henderson has said it, so it's gospel. Moving on to something that I am very, very excited about. All right, there is this Twitter user called The Snitch who came up out of nowhere a couple days ago. His first tweet was just him leaking the entirety of the Sony State of Play like 3 hours before it happened. Nobody saw it because nobody knows this guy, but he leaked every single game that was there without any inaccuracies. This guy is saying that The Last of Us Remake is coming out in September for PS5 and PC day and date. Gentlemen, I hate to say that I told you so, but I told you so. I felt it in the family jewels. I felt it. And it wasn't prostate cancer. It was this. It was The Last of Us.
My God.
Goodness
It was
gracious.
The Last of Us. It was in there. It was moving around and vibrating.
No, it wasn't. No. Oh my God.
If this is true, I still have no idea when it's coming, when it's going to be shown. And I mean, the answer
when it's
is
going to be revealed, yeah.
tomorrow. That would make the most sense because it's
So
posted at Game Fest.
That was my next question. Is that if let's say for example, let's just take a leap of faith here and say this is true. The big showcase is scheduled for September. That's what the leakers like Tom Henderson and Jeff Grubb are saying. Does this get announced tomorrow, Christian? You think yes at the Summer Games Fest?
If this is indeed real, then the only answer that makes sense is that it's shown off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. I tend to agree. I mean, I don't know if Sony would be. This is the thing with Sony though, is that they announce those state of plays like days before they do them, right? So who's to say they wouldn't do a late July
A showcase.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's my only thing. But
Yeah.
I would love for this to be there tomorrow at Game Fest. I think that'd be great. And it helps steal some of the buzz away from Xbox because they don't have a showcase this early in the summer. But Xbox obviously is coming up this weekend, so for them to have something at Game Fest to really take people's attention and be like, oh, here we go, Last of Us coming to PC, that'd be really smart for them to do. So
Crazy.
I might be thinking of last year's partners, but I'm pretty sure Jeff did like one of those partner things. I don't think Sony was on there or PlayStation was on there. So
for this year, it was on there.
Yeah, it was on there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Mhm.
Awesome. Great.
Okay,
Then,
I
yeah,
thought
it
it
could-
wasn't. I thought it wasn't on there as well, which is why I was thinking they might do
Yeah.
a shadow state of play at,
But
at middle of July. But
I think I was looking at last year's partners.
okay,
But yeah, okay, so awesome, so great, so yeah, there's a chance that it could be there tomorrow. The more that we talk about the remake, like I remember when they first announced it, I was like, it's too soon. We don't need this. I don't think we need this. First one's fine. And the more that we hear about it, it's like, I want this. They got me. I want to play
and that's
this
the
now.
thing. We haven't seen it yet, right? But like the
Yeah.
gameplay in Last of Us Part 2 is just so fluid and
Oh.
visceral. Like to replay the first campaign as Joel with all these new animations and just brutality, I'm there for it.
This will be great, but at this point, I'm also hankering for a PS5 port of T-Loop Part 2 because I've been waiting to replay that game on my PS5, and I want like a proper. This is the PS5 version of the game, the director's cut.
right.
Whenever that eventually comes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
I would rather play Last of Us.
Just
remake.
finish the damn game, man.
Last of Us.
it's
I
good.
barely
It's
even played
good,
it
Dan.
because I'm just still so irritated by
Get
that
over
game.
it.
I can't. That's the problem.
What happened in
Get-
the first season
get
of Game
real.
of Thrones? All right, something you didn't like happened at the end of the season, but it made sense for the story. Just finish
No,
the Last
I
of Us Part
liked.
2.
I liked. That's the difference. I liked what Game of Thrones did because they actually made the characters. I don't want to spoil Game of Thrones for anyone who hasn't watched it, but they made it. They made the death matter, and it wasn't some random character that you've never met
Finish the
before.
game.
I get
Finish
it.
the
I
game.
get it, but I don't like how they did it. My problem isn't how it. My problem isn't that it happened. My problem was how it happened. That's my problem with it.
Yeah, I agree. If I could, if we lived in some sort of fantasy world where I was Doctor Strange, I would re-edit that game into to take place at different times. I agree, but just finish the fucking game, Dan.
Dude,
God
it's
damn
so
it,
good.
You'll thank
it's
us.
so good.
Yeah.
All right, now that we're done fighting, God of War 2. There are some rumors from some credit from. Or no, sorry. Okay, here we go. Let me start over. God of War 2, its internal release date on the back end on the PlayStation has been updated from September 30th to December 31st. Now, September 30th is a Q3 placeholder date, and December 31st is a placeholder date as well. People are trying to throw me off here. Whose show is it tonight?
This was me. This was me. I wrote the small caps part.
Okay.
I saw some more
Small
tweets
caps.
today. Small tweets. I saw some tweets today that supposedly the back end is that it's pushed to Q1 2024. So I've been seeing both those
Wow.
dates float around.
Okay,
Although
Okay.
the ones that you spoke are from more trusted sources, though. I will say that.
Yeah, so I haven't looked at that. I'm only going to speak to what I saw, which is that the internal dates went from September 30th to December 31st. Those are both placeholder dates, so not to be taken sort of super seriously. Like I said, September 30th is the placeholder for Q3. December 31st is the placeholder for Q4. And then there's a lot of back and forth between insiders saying that it's whether it's been pushed to 2023. Jason Schreier has come out and said that from what he's heard, it's still coming out this year, and that there has been no internal delay. Okay, that's what I thought you meant. Yeah, okay.
That's what I was like, wow.
Did I
You
say that?
derailed this whole thing.
That's what
I'm
I was
sorry.
like. There's no
That's
way.
why I said wow too. Yeah.
I'm sorry. 2023. I don't know what year it is.
Christian, I'm gonna need you to sit in the back seat. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So there's the moral of the story is that it is up for debate whether or not this game is coming out. Sony's been very quiet. What's a vibe check? Do we think it's coming out this year? Do we think it's not? If this Last of Us thing is true, I feel like to have two bangers in that time slot.
I'm saying yes.
Yeah, where Xbox, Starfield is getting pushed out, which would have been your major competition because that's got a lot of hype. Like, why not capitalize on that open net and just get Last of Us Remake on PC and PlayStation 5 in September, and then God of War maybe comes out late November, early December? I mean, I feel like this game is still coming out. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Oh, I thought Dan was going to go. I saw him.
It's coming out this year. It has to.
Yeah.
The thing is, it doesn't have to.
I know,
like,
it doesn't.
A January, March, or January, February release would make just as much sense. Like, it did well last time when it was released in April, and it was originally a March game, but it did well in the spring.
Right.
It would still do well in the winter. I'd garner. So I don't think PlayStation obligated it. That's fair.
Unless Starfield is announced in January, right? This is the only issue. We have Dead Space coming out as well in January, so that's why I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking they have that open net right now. They know it's open. They don't need it. I agree with you, Christian, but they know
going feral in the office.
Yeah, Rashan, you seem like you're not sure. What do you think? What's your vibe check?
I feel like this is not going to come out this year. I hope it does, though. Bro. Yeah, I really hope it does. I'm the only one here that thinks that, so I'm probably not right. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we've seen that one trailer, which I thought was a gameplay trailer, but it was not. I remember that being a thing, which just speaks to that even more. Like, when are we going to see the gameplay? Like, hopefully soon, maybe in September. But I feel like we're running out of months. And not enough events left to show it off. But like as we said earlier, State of Plays could happen anytime they want. So I just don't feel it yet. Yeah.
Like I said, there could be a dedicated State of Play just for God of War coming out in July. Just here it is.
That's true.
Yep,
that's true.
Or again, they try to steal the thunder at Summer Games Fest. I mean, who knows? But
already.
I'm gonna if you don't stop, I'm gonna kiss you right in the lips. All right, so that's it. That's it for the stream beat. We're moving into the PXN news of the weeks. I said
here we are.
An hour in.
This is what happens. This is why I don't want to host. This is what happens. Although I will say, this time my show has been repeatedly hijacked. All right, I have been sabotaged repeatedly by you unprofessional mongrels. But that's neither here nor there. The point of today, gentlemen, is that Sony had a brilliant State of Play. It was so good. Some say the best, and I'm inclined to agree. So I'm going to do a quick recap of all the announcements, and then we'll all just discuss at the end instead of going piece by piece, because we're already an hour in. So we've got Final Fantasy 16, which got a nice lengthy combat and story trailer. We've got the announcement that Resident Evil 4 Remake is on the way and is coming out March of next year, which is very exciting. Resident Evil Village is getting a VR treatment, which Christian is going to absolutely abuse. Street Fighter 6's I don't know if we saw cameras of what you're gonna do to her. I mean, I don't know. Street Fighter 6 got a gameplay trailer and a 2023 release window. And we got a really sweet look at Horizon Call of the Mountain, which looks awesome, which looks great. Some PSVR 2 exclusive there. We got an in-depth look at Callisto Protocol, which looks awesome, and I cannot wait. Stray gets a release date, and it is in fact the release date that was leaked a few weeks ago. It is July 19th. It's coming to PlayStation Plus Extra for...
Who called it? Who called that it was coming to PlayStation Plus?
Christian did. Big Daddy Christian did.
Yeah, that's right. Don't forget it when I die.
Marvel Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales are both making their way to PC. Spider-Man coming first in August, and then Miles Morales sometime in the fall. No Man's Sky is getting PlayStation VR 2 support. Season of Letter to the Future, which is a super interesting looking indie game. I've been keeping my eye on this one. We got some more footage from that. Looks very interesting. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 is coming to PlayStation VR and PSVR 2. Eternights.
Eternights. Put some
Eternights.
respect on the name.
I don't know this
Eternights.
weeb.
What?
This weeb nonsense, all right? I don't know. Eternights is a dating action game. Apocalypse. Which is, you know, some weeb stuff if you like that. We
I
got
find that offensive.
Roller
How
Drome,
dare.
which is a Rocket League rolling skating game, and we got Tunic, which is coming to PlayStation. So
No,
all
no,
these
no, no,
things-
no. Roller Drome is described as Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but with guns.
It didn't look
Right?
impressive to me. All right, I'm sorry.
Oh my
It
god!
didn't. The art style looked fine, but the animation was way too stiff for how low poly it is. It didn't do anything for me. Anyways, the point is, gentlemen, I'm gonna open up the floor to you and talk about this PlayStation State of Play and how good it was. The one thing I want to say, if there is any doubt, I don't think anyone on this podcast said it, but I've been seeing all over Twitter. If there's any doubt that there is no different tiers of Sony games that will come to PC, this should put it to rest. If Spider-Man is coming to PC, everything
Anything
is.
can, yeah.
Everything
Yeah,
is.
absolutely.
I'm very excited about that. I cannot wait to swing through New York at 120 frames per second. It's going to be buttery smooth. I cannot wait. But I'm going to open up the floor to you guys. Are we all in agreement that this is one of, if not Sony's best state
No.
of play?
This is the best. I can't remember a state of play that has been this quality from start to finish ever.
Yeah.
Like I've had such low bars for these for a long time. Especially when I read that it's a focus on third-party partners, I'm like, okay, it's gonna have some pacing issues. We're not gonna have quality titles, and they came with nothing but bangers from start to finish. Like even when it was smaller titles, like it was enough that I felt like it was like highlighting something that I thought was really cool that I didn't know about, and that is like, even if I didn't quite care, like Eternights, I think is the only game that I was like, I might not play that, but like it was there for like what, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and I was like, this has an audience somewhere out there, and then moved on to the next thing, and what was there was great, dude. I don't know, I loved it. I thought it was a fan. What's going on? What's everyone
When you
on
said there's an audience out there, I pointed at myself.
there? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I loved it. This is like, I would call this an S tier state of play.
Yep.
Legit.
It was awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we sorry, go for it, Dan.
Rashan.
That's
Talk
okay.
about Eternights, Rashan.
Eternights.
Eternights.
Eternights looks awesome, and the story behind it is really cool. The developer was like, I played Persona 5, and I decided to quit my job because I want to make games like Persona 5, and he decided to do that. And he has this really cool like studio with him, and he's making games that he likes to play. So I think that's awesome in and itself. And yeah, the what it's described to be is something that I would definitely vibe with. So I'm excited for that for sure. But what I was going to say is like oh, sorry, Christian, go for it.
Is it half dungeon crawler, half dating sim?
Yeah, it's yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, yeah.
The
right?
audience, it's found me. I'm the audience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it has like it has those social aspects like Persona does, and also how Persona has those dungeon stuff. But it's not like turn-based. I think it's action fighting instead, like Nier. So that's cool. But what I was going to say is like I was surprised how many dates we got. Like a lot of these games weren't just like coming soon, coming in the next 2 years. We got some like solid dates, and that was something that I was impressed by, that they weren't leaving us hanging for a lot of this stuff.
Dan, let's kick it over to you.
Yes. Don't expect a lot of dates at the Xbox conference because there's still a lot of games that are a long ways away. This was a fantastic event, and like Resident Evil 4 remake, oh my god, it looks so good. Like you said, Christian, it's definitely a different beast than the original. At least it looks like it's going to take a little bit of a different tone shift. But it still looks so good, and what they did with Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake are still top tier for remakes, so I fully anticipate them making this really good. And like one of the surprises for me was Horizon Call of the Mountain, because
Oh my god.
That looks really awesome. Like the
Yeah.
climbing stuff, Christian, I'm sure like we've been playing VR a lot and Gage joined us, of course. The climbing stuff is so cool and that looks really awesome in Horizon. Like that's such a perfect fit for that. Like, so
I live reacted with the Penultimate Conquest, and we were kind of breaking it down after. Someone on the I forget who it was. I'm sorry. Someone on the pod was like, Horizon, I think, should move into being only a VR game, and I kind of maybe almost agree with that. Because I mean, we haven't seen the game yet, so I don't want to all the way agree, but what's there like looked fantastic.
yes, absolutely. And Gage, you need to put some respect on Roller Drome because that looked amazing.
It did not.
Put some
It was.
respect on it.
I'd rather play Eater Knights. But yeah, just to summarize what we've all said, absolutely. Content S tier. More importantly, pacing S tier. No dead time. No sort of lulls. It just went from start to finish. It started off with Resident Evil 4 remake. I mean, what a punch to make. And I also applaud
Dude.
Sony in kind of being a little cheeky with their just let you guys know this is all third party stuff, and then they dropped in a couple of first party announcements there. So it definitely helped that they set the bar and tried to get everybody on a sort of wavelength, and then they just came and crushed it. So yeah, I think this is their best state of play that they've ever done.
My only hope is that they do some kind of other state of play closer to launch of PSVR 2, where we get a look at more like pricing, and then what kind of what more games are coming other than just like here are like 3 games. That's the only thing I would want out of a future state of play. But otherwise, yeah, banger
Absolutely.
throughout.
Yeah. So congrats Sony on an awesome. What a way to start off the summer games, sort of. Not the Summer Games Fest, but the Summer Games Fest. You know what I mean?
Summer showcases.
Yeah. Okay, so the next big story of the week is that Modern Warfare 2 has been officially revealed. We got a nice lengthy trailer. Man, this game looks incredible. I'm sorry to say it. I'm really sorry to say it. The graphics on this game are absolutely incredible. This game is coming to current gen consoles. Listen, I'm gonna brighten myself up here. Listen, all right, game journalists. Current gen now. It's now current gen. Okay, it's coming to current gen and last gen.
Ro, what's your current gen right now?
Nintendo Switch.
Thank you.
That's
good answer.
That's fair.
Can I say I gasped 3 times during this trailer?
What were your gas moments, and I'll compare them against my gas moments, and we'll see if we gasp at the same time.
The opening with a short teaser of gameplay, with hanging upside down from a helicopter and shooting enemies upside down on the trucks on the freeway. Set pieces, we know those are always a thing in Call of Duty. This looked insane. A nice tease for whatever gameplay is going to be shown at one of the show. I think it's either going to be I think Jeff's is where it's going to be. It's supposed to be tomorrow.
Yep.
The other, seeing the Wetwork / Crew Expendable map, and seeing like, oh my god, it's coming back. And then like Gage said in chat, like seeing physics on the actual boat, like the cargo, the shipment containers are moving back and forth during this mission. I thought was fantastic. The third was seeing the whole crew, and then seeing, oh my god, man has a mohawk. That's fucking soap, dude. That's soap.
That's soap. I'm gonna say my takeaway. I mean, what I really liked, and Christian, you and I have talked about this before, was just the tone and the atmosphere of the first game. Again, it's certainly no philosophical piece, but for Call of Duty standards, it's very grounded. But what I liked, what really caught me off guard in this one, is that there were some shots in this trailer where it almost seemed like it was the cinematography was by like Roger Deakins or something like that, with some of this silhouetting and like they're walking at the night and it's like it's just dawn and there's fires in the distance. I was like, this is really excellent lighting, and it's showcasing the power of this engine. I mean, the fabric on all the clothes, like Call of Duty is graphically extremely impressive and continues to be. So I'm very excited about this. It's coming to current gen and last gen. October 28th is the release date. We got that a while ago, but there's a couple of different editions, and some influencers have been invited to a private playtest that happened about a week ago, so that you can find detail online of some co-op missions and some gameplay stuff, but there's been no sort of deep dive yet. Like Christian said, that's coming tomorrow. So, Dan, Rashan, are you guys? Does this pique your interest at all? Are you gonna try campaign? Are you gonna try multiplayer? What's this doing for you?
Yeah, I think I'm on the same wavelength as you guys. It looks really awesome, and I liked the 2019 Modern Warfare, so I'm very much excited about it. I guess the only thing I can hope for is that don't feel shitty about playing this game because of Activision's still current shitty situation. So maybe by then the Microsoft acquisition will be approved, and I'll feel a tad better about playing this. I don't know.
For sure.
But yeah, that's my only concern about this game, I guess.
Sure.
And I won't argue with anyone who decides to not play this for any sort of principle stand or anything like that. I agree. I mean, it's just, just the fact that Bobby Kotick is on his way out and this merger is happening is kind of, there is change happening. At least that's where I see it from my sort of point of view with it. But absolutely, and I think if you are somebody like myself who is going to play it, the best thing you can do is that keep talking about it. Keep talking about the Activision things that happen. Because while we can enjoy this game, it's still important to shed light on what actually happens behind it. Rashan, did this reveal trailer do anything for you?
It was a really cool trailer, but it did absolutely nothing for me. Yeah, I'm just not a Call of Duty guy. Like I want to. I don't even know if I want to be, but I just I have said in the past that I do want to give the more critically acclaimed ones a shot, the ones that have cool campaigns, but I haven't, so this did nothing for me. But the trailer was cool, like what you're saying about the lighting and the graphics. Totally, it looks awesome. But yeah, emotionally, it did nothing. Yeah,
for sure.
And Ro, in recent years, I've literally only played Call of Duty campaigns. That's literally all I've ever wanted to play. And like, was it Cold War? One of them dropped the campaign, and I was like, "This is
playing this."
Yeah, I don't want to play this." Yeah,
yeah.
All this to say,
go ahead.
Gage.
Go ahead.
All this to say, if you boys ever want to play Modern Warfare 2018, let me know.
Oh yeah,
just have it downloaded.
This weekend. We're gonna do it this weekend sometime.
Okay.
That is all of our news of the week and Street Meat and Quick Bites. Didn't go by very quickly at all, but that's what happens when I host. So we're doing our quick fantasy critic draft check-in.
Sorry,
I didn't miss anything this time. I'm looking at the doc.
No, you're good.
I didn't miss anything. Dan, I'm gonna let you take this fantasy critic draft check-in. I'm gonna let you head this one because I've lost all motivation. I'm so far behind everyone, and you're so far ahead, Dan, that it just hurts me. I don't even want to say the words when I'm reading the scores.
And I will be back in 5 minutes while you do this.
Okay.
Well, of course, Ro.
Yes, sir.
You had Mario Strikers Battle League release.
Yes.
It's currently sitting at a 75, which you haven't gotten points awarded yet. I think it takes a couple of days for it to actually award the points, but so right now you'd be sitting at 5 additional points, so you'd be sitting at 13 total. Or wait, I can't do math. 12 total.
Finally hitting those double digits. Let's go.
Let's go. But to be fair, you only have 3 games, including your counter pick, that has come out. True. So there's still a lot of time left. And, you know, when TMNT Shredder's Revenge comes out and is 100 out of 100, Gage is screwed and you're going to kill it. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
get him.
You mean I'm already more screwed than I am now?
Sure. Yeah. And let's see. Rounding out the rest here, Christian is up to 60 points. He has 5 games finished. Of course, actually, he counterpicked Redfall, which is giving him 0 points, which I would consider that a win because he's not losing points for it. So that's a nice win for him. And it's
a lose for me, Dan, because I had Redfall.
Yeah, but you can swap it out. And I'm sitting at 106 points.
Yep.
But to be fair, I have the most games that have come out of everyone. I've had 8 games release. So quite a bit more than everyone else, so there's still time for everyone. And Gage is bringing up the back of the pack with 6 points, with Ghostwire Tokyo being his only game that has come out, and he's got 2 games on here he needs to replace because they will not release this year, Gage.
Yep, I do indeed. So that's fun. So that's what our fantasy critic looks like.
You do have Stray coming up though, Gage, next month. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exciting.
good.
Exciting. And I'm sure Daniel is sweating now that we have the Sonic Frontiers preview. Like that was a bad counter pick, Dan. Like what were you thinking?
I can't believe it.
Yeah. See, you guys just told me I had Stray coming out, but the tone was like you were giving me a participation award. That's very much what it was.
Ro, what is this? AI, the Somnium files? What is this?
Oh, Nirvana AI Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative. It's a visual novel adventure game. It's a sequel though, and the first one reviewed really well, so I'm sure this one's going to do just as good.
Nice.
But yeah, I love the first one.
Okay. Sick.
So, are we going to talk about our next PXN's best of all time? We haven't updated the dates.
That's what I was going to talk to you. I forgot about Fantasy Creator. That's what I was going to interrupt you with to see if you guys wanted to, instead of doing this for this month, because this is going to be a hectic month, I feel like, with news because of all the summer events. If you guys just want to wait to do the next one till next month, we can talk to Christian, I guess, now, since he's back as well.
Yeah, we can wait.
We can wait. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I just feel like there's going to be so much this month. We're going to be like inundated with stuff.
I'm not worried about when I get the W. Just the fact that I have it is good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna move on to what you got for me. What have we been playing, Daniel? What you got for me?
Yes, of course. Gage, Christian, and I were playing some Rec Room with some climbing. Very fun times. And still, Christian, I still am climbing all these walls and just looking down on you like, man, come on, man, get up here. Like,
here's the thing, Dan climbs so slow in that game. Like for me, I'm just like I'm having fun. I'm like throwing myself like it's, and Dan's like out there freaking out. I'm like, oh, Dan, look down. I'm right behind you. He's like, no, I'm staring at the wall. I can't look down.
Yep. Exactly.
And he makes it. I'm gonna lie, he does make it.
I do. Slow and steady wins the race. That's what I was.
That's true.
Also, guys, I've been playing the illustrious Diablo Immortal, and I love Diablo 3. So like I've been clamoring for a new Diablo for a long time. Diablo 4, I'm very excited for. Diablo Immortal. The gameplay is fantastic. It is literally the perfect mobile game, in my opinion, in terms of gameplay and visual style and graphics. It all looks really good. Like, I'm surprised it runs on so well and looks so good on mobile. Like, it is a very good looking game. Christian, what's wrong?
Oh, sorry. Please go ahead.
But it sounds like a lot of people obviously are complaining about the microtransactions, but more so than the microtransactions themselves, it sounds like the issue is PvP in terms of those microtransactions, because I guess it's basically pay to win right now. So whoever pays the most money is, the most successful in PvP, which, to be fair, I haven't played any PvP in it yet, so I don't have the experience of that. But so far, I'm loving the game, and I haven't spent a dime, which obviously the microtransaction thing is a huge issue, as Gage pointed to. $110,000 is absurd. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it, though, in terms of the gameplay, so that's cool. Also, the last thing, this came onto my feed last week from Tom Warren, who tweets a bunch of Xbox stuff or Microsoft stuff all the time. And he tweeted out this guy who works for Microsoft and says, "Dear Microsoft Rewards members, we're aware of some members being impacted by a technical issue where some accounts are incorrectly being suspended while trying to redeem. Our team is actively working to solve it. We appreciate your patience." And he follows up with, "If you believe your account has been incorrectly suspended, please log a support ticket." And he has a specific link for this issue. And he also said, "Update, a fix was deployed on late Friday to stop the issue from affecting additional accounts. The fix did not address already affected accounts." And then he followed up again to say they ended up finding out that they were able to reactivate the incorrectly suspended accounts. Guys, I think this is why my account was randomly suspended a few weeks ago, because I literally use Microsoft Rewards, and I had literally just redeemed some not that long ago before I was suspended. Like I had saved my points for so long, because once you get to, I think, 94,000 or 95,000 points, you can get a $100 Xbox card. So that's what I did. I redeemed that. And yeah, apparently, I'm assuming that's what banned or suspended my account, which is insane. But yeah.
Sony would never do something like that.
Sony would never do that.
I'm just kidding. I'm not
Nintendo would though.
Yeah, that sucks, man. Maybe you're the one that like started this whole thing for everyone. You know what I mean?
And I wonder how many people out there just gave up because literally that process was ridiculous. The amount of people I had to talk to, the amount of things I had to do. Like, I'm sure there's people out there that were just giving up because they had no idea what else to do. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Oof.
This is good news though. That it's. I mean, not that everyone is reporting this, but that like there's like some kind of initiative now where like this is a known issue. We are fixing it like en masse.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Thank you, Phil Spencer, for fixing Dan's account.
Thanks,
Juan. Thanks, Juan.
Juan, yeah.
Shan, what you got for me?
Hello, and welcome to Ro's What You Got For Me Direct. I know all you listeners were looking forward to hearing what Ro has been playing, but we ask you that you wait a little longer. Ro has played a total of 15 minutes of Sonic Adventure 2.
Hell yeah.
That was just today.
Did he escape?
Yeah. Yeah, just the whole 15 minutes right there. We apologize for the delay. Ro was working on playing some games. For now, accept our deepest apologies.
Here's a little secret about me and Ro.
Yes.
We send it's mostly me sending it to him. I send him pictures of either Sonic videos or cosplayers.
Yes.
Is this the type of content you've been sending to the Discord?
Yeah? Well, no. Not what we saw today. No.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to that. That's right.
Oh my god.
I didn't forget. I never will. Christian, what you got for me?
Can confirm my video of games that we want on PS Plus is scheduled to go out on release of the new PlayStation Plus, which is next Monday, January the 13th. So when the new PS Plus launches, so does my video. Check that out on YouTube. I'm sure I'll plug it next week as well. I also played more Pavlov VR with my buddy, and Pavlov VR continues to be one of the best VR experiences I've ever played. It's so much fun. We got into a gun game lobby that like on Halo 3 Guardians, whatever. Like that map was cool.
Guardian.
We're playing like
Christian.
Guardian. Well, all right, I added an S. Minecraft maps and all this shit. And then like we changed the game mode to TTT, Trouble in Terrorist Town, which I've never played any kind of game modes like that. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like kind of Among Us, like where some people are innocent, some people are the terrorists. There's other like detectives. There's other kinds of roles you can get, but you're supposed to act out these roles and try to win your round by either surviving or killing your targets or whatever. And playing that in VR for like an hour and a half was some of the most fun I've had in VR like to date. And I want you guys both to get Pavlov. That game is fantastic. And I also, hell yeah. I also picked up every like summer PlayStation has their summer sale, and I just casually looked up RE8, and it was on there for really cheap. So I bought Resident Evil 8 for like super cheap, and I have been playing it. I'm almost done with it. I'm thinking I'm like 75 to 80% of the way there. And let me tell you, I think it was underrated last year. This game is actually like really good. I think I like this more than the Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Oh yeah,
really?
I'm really enjoying it. It's fun.
Easily better.
Yeah. Also, I have to clarify something. I am not a Lady Dimitrescu guy. I fancy her daughters more. That's just the kind of girls I'm into, right? your goth alt girls, okay? Not the mommies, but I do love the mommies. I appreciate the mommies.
I appreciate it.
She was terrifying. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, super scary.
Attractive.
No, just terrifying.
Sure.
Scary how I am.
Gage, what have you been playing? I've been playing VR with the boys. We did some rock climbing. Dan likes to say that he's a good rock climber. I think it's important for context that the man has like a 3-meter wingspan because he's like 6'8". So that kind of plays a little bit of a role. Let's all be honest.
We're American. What's 3 meters? I don't know what that is.
That's like 9. That's 10.5 feet. Here's the thing. All right, things that you were reaching for, Dan, I had to leap for. Okay, so yes, you did climb the wall, and yes, you were very good. We also played mini golf, which was fun. But I would like to announce here and now to everyone that Dan and I played mini golf on Sunday by ourselves with no Christian around. And we did three rounds of 18 holes, and guess who is the certified mini golf champion?
It was a bad
Fresh
day.
invite, dude.
It was a bad day.
Yeah, it was a bad few rounds.
I'm glad I was in the hospital.
Yeah, you
that's why my heart was breaking.
Yeah,
you guys were playing without me. I just knew.
Wait, no, you were. I think we asked, didn't we?
No,
hell no.
You both were going through it that day. That's what.
Bro, why don't you and me go do something, huh? Without these fools.
Shout out! I don't know why I just remember this, but shout out to Christian at some point during our VR adventure on Friday. At some random point during chaos and riffing, saying, "I wish Ro was here. Ro would know what to do."
Yeah.
I've been playing Prey. I did not jump into it when it originally came out. Redfall got delayed. I was feeling down. I wanted some arcane goodness.
So the new Prey.
The new Prey, yes. Oh. I'm about a little under 10 hours in, so I'm probably in the final act of the game. Oh my god, do I love immersive sims. This genre is so special. I love this. I love this linear sort of like semi-open world where you can interact with everything you can see. If you think you can move it, you probably can. If you think you can sneak your way up there and dodge the main way you're supposed to get there, well, you probably can. It's what a fantastic game. It's got that charming arcane art style. I love it. I'm having a great time with it. I'm probably gonna try and wrap that up this weekend. So Prey is awesome. And then actually, I've jumped into Battlefield 2042. I still had 9 hours remaining on my trial when I looked at my EA account.
Oh my god!
So I obviously played like 2 or 3 matches and I was like, nah, I'm good. But I've probably played about 4 hours of it, 4 or 5 hours over the past couple days. I am enjoying it. I miss Battlefield in general. This game it definitely has its problems, but there's something about the Battlefield formula that I miss. So whether they're able to fix this one or the next one comes out and it has your classic class rules and it's more teammate, like sort of team oriented, I'll be there for it. Yeah, I'm having fun with it. But yeah, that is what I've been playing. So topic of the show, gentlemen, is Summer Games Fest 2022 predictions. We're continuing that with our Xbox and Bethesda games showcase and our Nintendo Summer Direct. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Nintendo first, and I'm gonna raffle off all 4 of mine, and then you guys are gonna go in your round robin. Yeah, because I don't follow Nintendo at all, and I have nothing valuable to contribute to this conversation. So I'm gonna list off all 4 of mine exactly as I had them written down, and then you guys are gonna go in round robin.
We'll pick your 3.
Just trust me, Christian. Watch. Ready? These are my 4 exactly as they're written down. Zelda, Metroid, Party Chat, Switch 2. That's it.
What 3 do you want?
And if you're thinking to yourself, what Zelda? What does that mean? What Metroid? What does that mean? Metroid, Zelda.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's it. So Dan, we're gonna start off with your first of 3 predictions for Nintendo. Give me your first.
Gosh, I'm gonna go with a crazy prediction. Then Metroid Prime Trilogy finally gets announced, and we get a release date of this fall. Boom!
Not a release window, a release date.
A release, yeah. I think we'll get a release date sometime this fall.
Okay. Old Christian, give me your first.
I gotta start off with a banger, eh? Hollow Knight 2022. Release. Silk Song.
Yeah.
Gameplay and release date?
I don't know, man. I feel like release date is the biggest one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Sorry for trying to clarify. My bad. I'll never do it again.
Nintendo doesn't do like long gameplays in their directs, you know.
That is
like
true.
A short minute-long trailer, you know.
Unless it's something that you don't want at all, then they'll like spend an entire direct just
yeah.
Talking
about
Sonic
that Frontiers gameplay.
Hey.
Rashan, give me your first prediction.
My first one is Bayonetta 3 gets its release date.
Nice.
Yes.
When is it? Because I have something similar.
I want to say I want to say it's coming in October of this year.
Oh,
Dude. Bro, you and
Yes.
me?
Yes.
Yeah,
let's
I had
go.
the same thing.
really?
Yes. She's a spooky
Interesting.
lady. She can be spooky sometimes.
That's true. I was thinking March for that game, but that's interesting. October. Okay, Dan, hit me with your second prediction for the Nintendo Showcase or Direct or whatever the hell they want to do.
Second prediction. So Mario plus Rabbids. Does that have a release date yet? The
I don't think
sequel?
so.
I don't think so. No.
I think just a year, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Did they? Oh, they said this year. Or
I think it is coming out this year. Yeah,
okay. Well, I can't say that then.
it's on my fantasy draft.
Dang on it. Well, that throws that one out the window. I'm gonna say we finally get a Wind Waker Switch port.
Oh,
God,
Boom.
I was gonna say that.
Sorry,
too.
Ro.
It's okay. I hope that happens though.
Not bad at all. Christian, give me your second.
well, Bayonetta 3 release date of October 22 was mine. Just want to let the record show. Even though Rose said it first. Okay, I wrote it down first. Actually, that's not true. Who knows?
You get the extra points if it comes out that day. I guess. I don't have a release.
No, I can. I'll just do another one. I'll do one off the dome right now. Actually, no. I'll do my other one. Before I do my last one. The sequel to Breath of the Wild gets an official trailer with a title reveal and will launch with a launch window of spring 2023.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay.
I like it a lot. Rashan, give me with your second prediction.
Okay. I'm trying to decide which one I'm going to go with. They're both kind of crazy. But my next one is going to be Metroid Prime gets a teaser trailer that isn't just a logo. And no release date. It's basically as cryptic as the first teaser was, but just a little bit more. So a Metroid Prime 4 date that we'll get with some teaser stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
It's time.
Dan, your third and final prediction.
I thought about this one. Obviously, we haven't seen a new Mario in a long time.
Oh fuck!
I'm not going to steal that one, Christian.
Okay.
I just wanted to mention that because I didn't know if anyone else would. But in that vein, we're getting a lot of 3D stuff from Nintendo lately. We got a 3D Kirby game. We got a 3D Mario game. We've got this stuff coming. So I'm thinking a new 3D Donkey Kong game announced coming in 2023. Boom.
Nice.
Spiritual successor to DK64.
Yes. That's exactly.
Solid. Christian, your third and final Nintendo prediction.
I'm gonna say screw it. Yeah, a new 3D Mario game.
Sequel to Odyssey?
Is not a sequel to Odyssey, but it comes out holiday 2022.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Getting ballsy with it. Bold. Rashan, your third and final Nintendo prediction.
Ooh, I was gonna say Mario Odyssey 2, but
Hey, you can do it.
Yeah. That'd be a different prediction than Christian's.
I guess it would. Sure, I'll say Mario Odyssey 2 as a fun
Odyssey
one. Yeah.
2.
I feel
All
like
right,
they would
This
make
is
a
just
new Mario, but yeah.
I feel like
Just for fun.
Yes.
Oh, Dan.
I was just gonna say, I feel like if they were releasing a 3D Mario this fall, it would have to be Odyssey 2. I feel like they wouldn't have a brand new, like, different version of Mario 3D this soon. But
And yet, when they ported Mario 3D or whatever, 3D Star World, whatever,
Yeah.
they had that small 3D experience come with it.
Bowser's Fury, yeah.
I will say earlier, Dan, I would say if Wind Waker HD gets ported coming to Switch, I think Twilight Princess would come with it.
that's fair.
Awesome.
That would be cool.
I just want to play Wind Waker again.
Oh,
I miss my GameCube. Yeah.
so good.
All right, let's move into the meat and potatoes of this show, which is our predictions for the Xbox Bethesda Game Showcase. lot of expectations. I'm going to start off this round of predictions with my number one prediction: State of Decay 3 gameplay, no release date. I want it so bad. Part of this prediction is just me trying to manifest this because I love these games. But we know they've been working on this one since 2018. We know it moved to Unreal Engine 5 about a year and a half ago, and I think it's time to show it. I don't think we're going to get a release date. I think we're going to get a gameplay trailer, very quick gameplay trailer.
I want to make a side bet with you, Gage. There's no way in hell we see that game.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
You think 4 years of dev time isn't enough to show anything?
No, I don't think that. I just think Undead Labs in general, I feel like, has struggled in the past with polishing their games, and I feel like Xbox has been investing a lot in them to try to make them a AAA studio, so I hope that they can get to that point, but I feel like they're going to need more time. But yeah, I don't know. I guess there's a chance, but there's always a chance, but I'm not necessarily optimistic.
Okay. Interesting. I'll take that side bet. Dan, let me hear your first prediction for the Xbox Bethesda showcase.
All right, this is going to be kind of a multi-layered prediction, and it's a little wild when you combine them, but I'm just going to do it. Fable, the Albion collection, and Gears, the Marcus Phoenix collection, both announced and releasing this fall, because Microsoft has a very weak year this year. They've got to have something come out, and I feel like these have been rumored for a while, so there's a decent shot. Maybe we'll get that. A little up-res action.
I like it. Christian, give me your first prediction.
Where do I go with? Because no one said it yet. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I will not include the Starfield gameplay trailer as one of my predictions, because that feels like that's gonna happen, right?
Yeah. That's a guaranteed. Yeah.
I want to do something fun. All right. We get another trailer for Indiana Jones.
Oh,
the game.
Yeah.
I missed the prediction. What was it?
Another trailer for Indiana Jones, the game.
Oh, nice. Gameplay or cinematic?
Probably cinematic.
That's a safe bet. Yep, I like it. Rashan, your first prediction.
Yes. Trying to think which one I'm going to go with first too. I'm kind of like how Gage is with Nintendo for Xbox, but my first one is Contraband, kind of similar vein of Christian's pick, where we didn't get too much when it was first revealed.
Right.
I think it's time that we see a little bit more of it, and I think it's going to be gameplay, because this is like a multiplayer game. I'm pretty sure it's like a heist multiplayer game. I think we need to see gameplay rather than cinematics, if there are any cinematics in this game. I don't know, but I think we're going to get gameplay for.
I like that. I like that too. I was thinking that as well. My second prediction actually comes from the same line of logic that Dan has about Xbox and its holiday lineup, is that we are going to get a gameplay trailer and release date for Forza Horizon 5's first big DLC, and it's going to come out this holiday season. Ooh. Forza Horizon 5 is the best game in recent memory that Xbox has released, and it got universal critical acclaim, and I think if they want another good holiday season, I mean, just do it over again. Bring Horizon back to the conversation. But yeah, gameplay and release date sometime this holiday. Dan, give me your second one.
Yes. If anyone has watched my video for my predictions, they're going to be like, these sound familiar. That's because I'm just pulling them from my list. I already have them made. I might as well use them. But kind of on the back of Christian, what he was saying, Machine Games, I think Machine Games' other team is going to show up with their next Wolfenstein game. Of course, it's been a couple years, maybe 2 or 3 years since we got our last Wolfenstein game, which was Youngblood. I think this will be a fully fledged sequel to New Colossus, so I think it'll be a third game in the series. And man, those games are so good. So I
fun games, yeah,
would love to play another one.
I've never played a Wolfenstein game.
What?
They're good.
They are really good.
Sorry. That was a Donkey Kong sound effect I just heard.
I think one was free on Epic the other day, but I never snagged it.
Guess what? They're all free on Game Pass.
True.
Oh, which I have.
True.
Eh.
I mean, it's the one thing we can all enjoy is just brutally murdering Nazis. Like, it's the one thing
Hell
that
yeah.
kind of unites us. So,
Yeah, that and Christmas. Well, maybe not.
maybe not. Christian,
Avengers.
give me
Assemble.
except for the 800 people that still play it. Give me your
The
second.
movies. The
Oh.
second one. Okay. Coalition reveals their next game. It is not Gear 6.
Ooh,
Ooh.
spicy! I like it.
Nice.
I like it.
Interesting.
Do you have any sort? Do you have like a genre or anything like that, or you know it's not going to be here?
I just know it's not Gears.
I like it.
Exciting.
I'd
I
like
feel
to
it.
make another side bet with Chris.
You think
Okay.
the next game is going to be Gears?
Yes, 100%. But I don't think they're going to show it off this year.
That's fair.
Then what are you even talking about? You know what? Get out of here.
We're just disagreeing with Christian for the sake of disagreeing.
No,
Dan.
I'm just. We'll see, I guess.
Rashan, second
Yes,
prediction.
sir. My next one is Xbox has mentioned a couple times that they want some more Japanese titles
Mm.
or partners in their arsenal, and Sega has always been, really
Ooh.
tight with them recently. So my next prediction is that Yakuza Like a Dragon sequel gets its reveal.
Nice.
That's a nice way to further that relationship. I like that.
And like a dragon.
I thought you were gonna go balls to the walls and say Sega. They acquire Sega.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would want that, but
Right.
Yeah.
that would be cool. I don't know. And would this be the best place to like announce? I guess they did that for Bethesda.
Yeah.
So I guess yeah.
Not for Bethesda, but they've done it for a lot of their acquisitions.
Okay.
When they did their first bulk acquisition of
Yeah.
like Team Ninja and a bunch of other studios, they did do that at one of their E3s.
Did you
Okay.
just say Team Ninja? It's Ninja Theory, Gage. Get out of here.
Dan, I'm gonna
Two
kiss
to-
you on the lip.
Team
Put
Ninja
some
makes
respect to
Ninja
Ninja.
Gaiden. Dang it. Sorry.
Thank you. Dan.
Ninja guiding these lips towards yours, Dan. Right?
Oh yeah.
My third and final prediction. Game Pass Family Plan is revealed to be legit.
Whoa.
We get pricing details, and it launches this holiday. And it's a decent deal because of course it is. It's Microsoft, and they have blank checks. That's my third and final prediction.
That is a great prediction.
It's a good. I think it's going to happen somewhere in the middle of the show. If we want to get more specific, it's going to break up some of those game announcements with some software talk, and yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to happen. Dan, your third and final prediction.
My final prediction, of course, Gage, is Halo related. I think we will see the show close with a teaser for certain. Christian, don't put your thumb down here. Yeah.
Okay, I've got a counter. Bet.
You're
Continue.
gonna
Continue.
close the show with DLC.
Christian, it's not
Just
just
wait.
DLC. All right.
Wait. Go
We're
ahead.
closing the show with a teaser for Certain Affinity's Halo Infinite project, which is rumored to be the Battle Royale mode launching with Season 4 in 2023. That's my prediction.
Okay,
And this is a big deal, Christian, because...
Hold up,
hold on.
Christian.
Sorry.
I need the Spark Notes version of that prediction for what I'm writing in my document.
Certain Affinity
Hey.
Halo project announced 2023.
And
Are
it's
you
a
keeping
BR.
it? You're keeping a doc.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I appreciate
we're-
that.
We're telling points here.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Uh,
I was telling you you're doing a good job, Christian.
the talk online is that Certain Affinity has been working on this project for 2 years now,
Right.
and next year, if it comes out next year, that'd be 3 years. It's going to be a beefy mode. Whatever it is, it's going to be significant, and I have hope that it's going to be great. Max Hoberman, of course, is the studio head of Certain Affinity and was a huge instrument in Halo 2 multiplayer's development. He literally put his hands in almost every aspect of Halo 2 multiplayer. And even he assisted with Halo 3 as well before he left to create Certain Affinity. So, yeah, very, very, very excited and interested in this. And obviously someone who's a huge fan of Battle Royales. I was stuck in Fortnite for a long time. So.
When does it launch? But
2023.
not for points.
Season
Okay.
4, 2023.
Season 4, 2026. You mean?
2023. Gauge.
That's funny.
That was another gauge.
Okay, that was another gaugeism. Can I tell you something? As much as I love Halo, this Christian jumped on this immediately. Halo has lost its show
I
closer spot.
disagree. I disagree.
It's not. It is not a show closer.
Nope.
Maybe
I
a show
disagree.
opener. Starfield maybe is the show.
The difference here. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Gage.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The difference here, I think, is a battle royale mode is so significantly more popular to the broader audience.
That's
I
true.
would agree with you if it was like just normal DLC or whatever, but
Right.
a battle royale is a lot more significant in terms of the mass appeal, I feel like. But
That is a very good point. No, that is a very good point. Christian, your third and final.
All right. Well, Dan wants to disagree with me all the time.
I'm sorry.
I'll disagree with him then. Fine. we got a different show closer here for you in my universe.
Ooh.
And who is it? Who did Jeff Keighley get?
Cool.
Not Jeff Keighley. Who did Xbox get?
Oh, Kojima.
It's Hideo Kojima, and he's showing
Oh.
off. And he's showing off that the horror game nicknamed Overdose is real. Here's my prediction. Xbox portraits it, whatever, displays it as like world premiere, console exclusive, but it's not actually an exclusive.
Right.
It will be third party.
Is it like one of those timed exclusives, like Tomb Raider was for a bit? Like it comes to PlayStation later?
I don't know if it would be time like that, but see,
Okay, let me add on to this, Christian. Google, stop!
Check
I'm
your
not talking
modem.
to you. So let me add on to that. What if Xbox gives Kojima a shit ton of money and to help fund this project or whatever, or however their deals worked out, and it's not a console exclusive, but it is Game Pass. It is on Game Pass.
I mean, I can see that.
It's on PlayStation day and date. It's on PC day and date. There's no exclusivity, but it is on Game Pass.
And that would be awesome.
Yeah.
My thing is that it's not an Xbox exclusive.
Yep, I agree with you. And you know what? That's a fucking show closer. That is a show closer.
Mhm.
That would be nuts. That wouldn't appeal to the broad audience, but the actual industry people that talk about this, that would be the thing that would be discussed for weeks. Absolutely. That's an awesome prediction. Rashan, your third and final.
I definitely should not be closing this out, and I'm so boring with my pick. But my final pick is 1 versus 100 Returns.
That's
Final.
awesome. That's a great pick.
I've
I don't know
heard
what that is.
people like it. And that Spill has been talking about wanting to bring those type of Xbox arcade games back, and that being one of them. So yeah, I think that Phil will announce that 1 versus 100 makes its return to Xbox.
And we were
And it
talking.
closes the show. Oh, sorry.
It does not close the show.
We were talking about party games before. That's literally
Yeah.
a perfect
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or Scalebound
Alright.
comes back.
Ooh.
Yes.
Interesting. Oh, I should have. You know what? We're gonna do 4 for Xbox. We're gonna do 4 for Xbox. All right? I'm calling
My fourth
it
is
honorable.
Scalebound.
Just do an
Calling it
honorable
honorable.
mention, Gage.
Honorable. Okay, fine. Honorable mention. We've got this 007 remaster coming out. Then next walks on somebody from IO Interactive, and we get a peek at their Hitman game.
Oh,
There-
that
Or
would be
sorry.
James
They're
Bond.
James
007.
Bond, yeah.
Yes, they're
the
007
game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I do have a quick
Yeah.
question for Dan, though. Do we see Perfect Dark?
No way in hell.
That
No way
game
now.
is
all right.
No way in hell.
burning under a bridge, and they are trying to put it out.
Yeah, there's less of a chance of Perfect Dark than there is for
Halo Infinite 2.
no. What did you say, Gage? I've already forgotten. My old brain has failed me.
GoldenEye? Oh, not GoldenEye, but James.
State of
James
Decay?
Bond?
State
State of
State of
oh.
Decay, yes. There's a
Mhm.
much greater shot of State of Decay than Perfect Dark. for
I
sure.
feel like there's not that much of a. It's not that crazy to see State of Decay, but I understand the point you're
Yeah.
trying to make. Perfect Dark is definitely not going to be there. I agree,
Yes.
which is unfortunate because I went from extremely hyped about this game to just. I guess I'll keep playing the N64 game.
Can you imagine next year's Xbox showcase when the Activision deal goes through and it's like, hey, remember all these games that you used to love from your childhood? All these Activision games like Sekiro and the Crash trilogy and stuff?
Game Pass.
Hey, those are on Game Pass now.
Yeah, but that's all. I think that's also when we get a price hike as well.
When do they change their lingo, by the way? They still say 100 plus games. Like, there's literally like 400 games in Game Pass. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
closing
love the
comments.
Closing
Comments for any of you, beautiful men.
Dude,
I'm
what a year
excited.
for gaming, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I've I have felt, I think, reinvigorated for my love of gaming in the past few months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I'm out here playing absolutely nothing.
You got Eater Nights to look forward to, though.
Yes, so excited.
Eater nights.
Eater
How
nights.
are
the
they
right-
more?
You know what? I agree with you, Christian, and I feel like it has to do with the. God damn it! It's got to be the indies, man. Indies are coming back in a huge way, you know, and I feel like there's so many exciting things coming out.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it's a good year. All right, it's 9:45. I'm not letting this be another 2-hour show. We're out of here. We're gone. Thank you for watching. We love all of you except for you. And you can watch us every week. You know who you are. You can watch us every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time on all the podcast services. I'm not going to list them all off because I'm not Dan and I'm not crazy. But you can find us. If you want to find us, you can find us. It's been lovely. Keep on freaking gaming, you bunch of gamers. Keep on gaming. You know?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And Eater Nights.
Eater Nights.
Get better, Christian.
Oh, hell yeah.
I agree.
Oh, is that okay? I thought you were saying like good.
And stay
No,
tuned tomorrow for our live reactions to the
Yes.
Summer Game Fest.
That's true.
Exciting.
It'll just be Dan and Christian because they're airing it in the middle of the afternoon for some reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the first hour, it'll be both of us.
Yeah, and then I leave.
For his heart
Monitor.
device.